What is going on, everyone? It is Jeffrey or Mazer Edge here, bringing you guys a Black Ops 4 beta video. So in this video, I'm going to be trying to talk about everything that Black Ops 4 has put into this beta so far. I hopefully am going to cover everything, but if I don't, I am sorry. I am going to try and do my best to cover every little detail in here. So with that being said, I'm just going to jump right into it. So first, when you hit the multiplayer button, this is what you get right here. One of the things I'm not too fond of is you kind of have to like roam around the whole screen. It locks onto it if you get close, but it can sit here and you can't really use the arrow keys to do it. So I'm not too big of a fan of that. So you can do find a match. 3 matches are control. You can do capture mosh pit, and you can do chaos TDM. So TDM is just team deathmatch like usual. The capture mosh pit is just hardpoint domination, you can see right there. And then control is a new game mode that they introduced for us. So control, I've only played it once, but I believe your team gets a certain amount of lives and there's objectives that you have to capture, and it takes a decent amount of time to capture the objectives. And there's 2 ways to lose a round, I think. If you lose all your team lives, I believe you get 30 of them, or if you lose all the objectives and the other team captures them. And I think it's like first one to win 3 rounds or something. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely check it out. New game mode. It's kind of fun. And then in this game, they also have specialists like in Black Ops 3. A lot of them are very similar. So starting off, you have Ajax. He has the ballistic shield and the 9-bang. So the weapon on the left takes longer to generate, and then the special issue on the right is something that you can get probably 3 or 4 or even 5 times a game. So there's the ballistic shield he has, and then that's a flash grenade. It turns your screen white and just kind of makes it harder to fight. There's the battery, just like in Black Ops 3, War Machine, and then cluster grenade is basically just like a grenade that explodes and then explodes more grenades out of it. Then you have Crash. His weapon is the TAC-5. What that does is it gives everyone on your team 50 more shield. I'll be able to explain that a little bit more when you see the health bar in the bottom. His special issue is an assault pack, and that you go up next to it and you pick something up or whatever, and it basically just helps your score streaks, and it helps you generate your weapon faster for your specialist, I believe. And then there's Firebreak. He has the Purifier weapon from BO3. And then instead of Heat Wave, it's a special reactor core or whatever. I don't really know. It basically just acts as Heat Wave as well. And then there's Nomad. His weapon is the K9 unit. It sends a doggo going around like biting at people and killing them. And then he has the Mesh Mine, which is basically just like the Hive. There's the Prophet, the Tempest weapon, and then the Seeker Shock Mine. I haven't used the Seeker Shock Mine, but I believe you throw it down, it runs around, and then it like shocks someone and just kind of holds them in place. There's Recon. He has the Vision Pulse and the Sensor Draft. Vision Pulse, just like Black Ops 3. And then the Sensor Draft is you shoot like a dart or like a sensor somewhere, and it opens up on your mini-map, and there's like a little radius that you can see if there's enemies there. There's the Ruin, the Gravity Slam, and the Grappling Gun. Pretty self-explanatory there. The Seraph has the Annihilator. And then she also has the Tac Deploy. But don't quote me on this. I think if you throw this down, you can choose to spawn there if you want. I'll explain the spawning a little bit more when I die in game. And then there's Torque, who has the Barricade and the Razor Wire. I believe the Barricade is something you can set up and hide behind. And the Razor Wire, I think if an enemy walks into it, it damages them and it slows them down. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't used that one yet. And then moving on to create a class, there are assault rifles, submachine guns, and then there's tactical rifles. These are burst assault rifles. So I believe all these assault rifles in here are going to be automatic or be able to switch to what you want. And these are a little bit more long range. There's light machine guns, and then there's also 2 sniper rifles that we get in this beta. There's this one, which is basically the more powerful but less quick, and then this one is a little bit less powerful and more quick. So just like in most of the Black Ops, there's 2 different types of sniper rifles there, and they gave us both in the beta. And then secondaries, you have your launchers. They put shotguns in secondaries, which kind of surprised me a little bit. And then there's pistols, obviously. And then you got your attachments here. And then also in the top right, there is the slots again in this game where you can only have 10 slots. And then for gear, this is kind of interesting. There's different gear you can have. There's the equipment charge, the stim shot, and that basically just heals you faster. And then there's this ComSec device. You score streaks earned at a discounted cost. There's body armor, which there's mixed opinions about the body armor because it does block the first shot more from people. So that's going to be interesting to see what kind of aspect that brings to the game. And then there's the acoustic sensor, which basically on your mini map, it kind of shows like a little red triangle of where you hear an enemy. I think that's what this does, or there's a perk that does that. And then perks, there's your Engineer, Cold-Blooded, Lightweight Scavenger, and then Ghost, and then a new one, Team Link. It's you see your enemies like glowing throughout the whole map. And then wild cards, I don't really have any equipped, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're just going to basically be the same as all other CODs. And then there's also equipment. I don't have any of it unlocked, but it seems just pretty basic from other CODs. So with that being said, I'm just going to jump into a game here, and we're just going to talk about some in-game stuff now. Also, on the maps, they put up your average enemy kills that you get in a game, your average EKIA over death, so your KD up there, and then your win-loss ratio, which this map is one of my better ones. I do have some maps where my win-loss isn't good and my KD isn't very good as well. So I spawned in a little bit later, but usually when you spawn in, you'll be able to select what specialist you want to use. I'm probably just going to use Crash, and then you spawn in and you can do the create a class, and then your quit game is right there if you want to leave right away or whatever. So in the bottom left there, you can see my health bar. Everyone gets 150 health, and then that ballistic vest I have next to it is showing that I have that equipped, so it will decrease the damage from the first shot on me. And I tried to heal up there, but then after you get hit or lose health, what you can do is you can hit L1, and then you'll inject yourself with something, and then you will respawn health. And then for the spawning, it shows you the map, and then it shows you where your teammates are, and then if they shoot at enemies or enemies shoot, it also shows where they are in here. And I believe in here also, if I believe it's the Seraph specialist puts down that spawn thing, I believe you can spawn next to it. I'm not 100% sure though.
Enemy UAV above.
There we go. And then another thing about the healing, once you heal, it does pause for a little bit, and it does take a while for you to be able to use that healing again. We are kind of getting smacked around right now. I'm not doing too hot. I'm having a little bit of trouble sniping. Oh, and then another thing, there is sliding in this game, but there like isn't jumping with the jetpacks or whatever. So it's not necessarily a jetpack COD, but there is this slide thing that, I mean, I kind of like. It does speed up the pace of the game a little bit.
Enemy Hellstorm detected.
Recon kill.
There it is again. Oh no, I guess not. Okay, so maybe the sniper doesn't do 150 every single time.
Assault pack's down. Come get it.
So I think it actually does matter where you hit them with a sniper rifle as well. And then, just like in World War II, they do have the play of the game at the end. They do a little third person and then switch it to first person.
Survivalist down.
And I see, from what I've seen so far, it is a little bit better operated in the sense that it tries to get all the kills in there, where World War II, it kind of missed the first one and then sometimes skipped the last one. But from what I've seen so far, the replay is a little bit better than World War II from what I've seen so far. So that's going to do it for this video. I think I talked about everything. If I didn't, leave a comment down in the comment section, and I will try and answer them if I can and I know the answer to them. But other than that, I will see you in the next one. Peace.